as we get into our last conversation this morning on the program. The Public Relations Officer of the Blanchisseuse Community Council, Mr. Garfield Medina. Good morning, sir.
Morning, Shah.
Thank you very much for joining me in studio.
Yes, same to you. This morning, it's nice to be here.
It's good to have you here. So, just now we have one major event taking place in Blanchisseuse. As we know, the North Coast Jazz Festival, North Coast Jazz and Heritage Festival is coming to Blanchisseuse. But speak to me generally, the role of the private sector and private ventures such as this in the development of the community of Blanchisseuse. How integral is it?
It's very integral. It brings a lot of business to the community. It brings a lot of awareness to the community. It is something that the people welcome, and we look forward to it every year, right? And it have so much benefits, and as it grows, it expands more.
Well, every year it grows, every year it expands. You see more and more people coming to Blanchisseuse every year.
Yeah, every year. Just last year was a shocker because, coming off of the pandemic and bringing it back to what it was, it had a very good turnout and is expected to be bigger this year, I believe.
And the people of Blanchisseuse, with all these people coming to their community, I mean, even after the COVID-19 pandemic and even now, the reception there, I was there last year, the reception was absolutely fantastic. Do you think that sometimes Blanchisseuse is forgotten? Do you think that Blanchisseuse is a gem that is not put on the map?
Yes, I believe so. I believe there's a lot of things that could be done that could develop the place to a point that is a good tourist destination, and you don't see that kind of inflow unless it have something big like this, or probably Easter weekend, or So it would be nice that you get a little more recognition in the place to see how it is, because it have a lot of things. We have a lot of beaches, we have a lot of sites, right? I believe more could be done in that way, because when you think and you watch like of the islands, and we say we're going into tourism, I'm not seeing that on my end. You understand? I seen just something normal. I believe they could try and push a little more. This is a great venture because due to this, a lot of people got to know about Blanchisseuse, although during the pandemic, a lot of people discovered, because then people started to realize, but wait, this is the place which wanted us had the Blanchisseuse jazz and thing, and I always wanted to come, and I believe that was a big part in how last year ended up turning out, right? So yeah.
So Blanchisseuse has now taken this jazz festival as their own. They've adopted it as their own, and every year it is their own.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. A lot of people look forward to it. It's a good conjunction because we do have our part to play, and we do it to the best of our ability with the resources we have. Because we have like the bed and breakfast. The bed and breakfast is something that made people start to expand. Because when it started, I believe they could accommodate under 100, and right now I believe the accommodation in the area itself is about over 200 or so.
So if it wasn't for these festivities, then Blanchisseuse would still be the fishing village, the seaside village that it is. The next step is in saying that we are developing tourism. You said you're not seeing that, you're not necessarily experiencing that. So we have local tourism taking place with this venture. The next side is, why should I come to Blanchisseuse? Because even though you said we've had this bed and breakfast and we have all these beaches, I can get that in many other places in TNT, but why Blanchisseuse?
Yeah, well, Blanchisseuse are some in the nicest beaches, some of the cleanest waters. We have Marion, which is the place that made Blanchisseuse get its name, back in the day, because the meaning of Blanchisseuse is washerwoman. It was when the French settlers came in and they saw the women washing at the river. So, hence the name came about. So, when you come, it have the beach there, it have kayaking, you could rent tents on the beach, it have hiking to the lovely tree pool, it have hiking to the lovely waterfall at Paria Bay, or if you're not into the hiking, you could hire a boat at the fishing depot. Or if you want, you could buy your fish at the fishing depot, you get fresh fish at the fishing depot every day. Then it have lovely small beaches, it have lovely small private beaches, it have a lot of the beach houses with pools and access direct to the beach, so you don't have to go that far with walking and things. So, we have a lot of things.
But you just said hiking to the waterfalls and all these trails. Those services are available. There are people in Blanchisseuse that will actually take you up to the waterfall, even men who will probably take you out on their boat.
Yes. It have people who do it. Some people are accustomed to doing it so much that they have their own guides that they come with, because it have a lot of the guides that is a regular hike for them. Then it have who may reach out to the council, and the council will recommend people for them. Well, with the boat, most people know the guys who do the transport, and are people from Paria Bay to back, or probably Takare, because it have people who come and go hunting also. You understand? So they have the people who they link with. They have a few people that they know. So
Blanchisseuse, as you're describing it to me, is an ecotourism hotspot. This is where I want to go if I want to get in touch with nature. If I want to get away from all the hustle and bustle here in Trinidad and Tobago, and I wanted to get back to a state of peace and tranquility and be with nature, I need to go Blanchisseuse.
Yes, it is a place like that. It's a place where you could come and relax, and the people are welcoming, because a lot of the time when people come, you end up feeling like family, because it has so many people. Sometimes you might end up, some of the fellas might end up by you, and they might end up cook a bro for you, It are the one or two fellas who people gravitate to a lot because they are friendly people, So.
Because I think the biggest thing is convincing somebody to make that journey to Blanchisseuse. Because you made that journey from Blanchisseuse this morning to come to the studio, which we're grateful for. But that trip is certainly worth it. And North Coast Jazz only pushes that even further. So are you looking forward to the festivities this year? You're expecting it to be bigger than it was last year. Was the first year after the COVID-19 pandemic lockdowns. So we're expecting a lot more people in Blanchisseuse this year.
Yes.
Village is prepared for all of us? Ready
I
for
don't
all
know how prepared everybody is, but we will, for sure, when the time comes, it will be prepared.
Yeah. Well, I'm certainly looking forward to it. I don't know in terms of what more do you think needs to be done or could be done to bring this awareness to Blanchisseuse being this eco-tourist hotspot?
I believe tourism have to step in a bit, especially where the beaches is concerned, because there is no lifeguards at the beach. So you have to be careful when you're there at the beach. At the beach, like myself and a couple other family do small business on the beach, the Marian Beach, and most of the time you always have to be watching the waters, because we don't have lifeguard like Maracas, we all ask favor. So sometimes eventually as one in the locals just end up having to dive in and try to help to save somebody. You understand? So these are things that we would like to get seen about, look into, especially on a busy weekend like this. Because remember, this is a festival that running from Friday to Sunday. Right? So you have people staying in. Sometimes some people come from before. Some people there from all Thursday, because they want to come and have a good relaxed time before the actual crowd come in. You understand? So it would be nice to have these things implemented on the beaches, because it have at least 3 big beaches up there that could do with the lifeguards.
Well, we understand the role of the private sector in the development of Blanchisseuse and just how important this festival is to the community. Is Blanchisseuse ready for more?
Yes, I believe so.
Because even though you've just, suggested that we need more awareness, even in terms of safety, like lifeguards, it's one of the things. All all the residents are always on standby to help one another. All the residents are it's like a family setting.
Yeah, well, it's actually family because most of the time you talk to somebody and say, well, I know this one thing, and the person say, well, that's my cousin, or that's my uncle, or that is my wife family or something. It's mostly everyone is family.
But as I was getting back to the question, ready for more of these private sector ventures?
Yes.
Looking forward to it.
It would be welcome to the community.
Well, Mr. Medina, I want to thank you very much for joining me on AM Prime this morning. It certainly is a pleasure, and I for one, I look forward to North Coast Jazz. I was there last year. I will be there again this year. So certainly looking forward to it.
Sure.
I will fully agree with you. Everybody there is like family, and everybody's most hospitable and very much welcoming. So thank you guys for that.
Yeah, sure.
We need more of that love and unity here at TNT.
Yes, sure. Would like to welcome everybody to come.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Well, sir, all the best. I know that you have a busy couple weeks ahead.
Yes.
But in the end, it's always worth it. Right.